I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, y'all? It's KB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. It's WrestleMania time. WrestleMania 42, Night 1, Cole Wade on commentary in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Ooh, we're finally here. This ride to WrestleMania itself has been up, has been down, has been all the way around, trying to figure out where are we going with these stories, where are we going just in general. You know, it's been a long ride to get here, but the destination has arrived, so here we go. What does WWE have in store for us? I saw a lot, but I didn't get to watch Night 1 live, so I got to see tad bits in here because I put it on my work TV, which is at the bar, and had that on and peeked in every once in a while. So I wasn't, I was getting my spoilers, but that's fine. I was like, as long as I got some wrestling going on, you know, keeps me sane, keeps me going. And with watching this show, finally sitting down, the only thing I did not watch while I was on the bar was I turned it off when it hit Cody and Randy. I was very, very interested about what they were going to do there. And I got to say, before I even watched the show, after the show ended, of course, there's some people I follow on the TikTok reviews, calling the show ass, calling it this, calling it that. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to sit there and watch the show, and hopefully my opinion is not the same. And I'll tell you this, it is not. I thoroughly enjoyed this show. Wrestling just has that effect where, like, there's a lot of crap going on in my life, you know, personally, and, you know, recently losing my grandmother, who we're going to go, finally, lay to rest, here after this week. But a lot has gone on this past month and a half with everything from just everything. So when wrestling comes on, it's my comfort zone. Just like Star Wars, it's my comfort, it's my secure. You know, wrestling's my comfort zone, and Star Wars is my forever security blanket that I can put around me, and now go sit in my comfort zone. And I got wrestling, and I got Star Wars. So I did a little bit of both. I caught up on Maul, Shadow Lord, and my gosh, I feel good. This is that feeling that Star Wars gives me, and that feeling that pro wrestling gives me can never be matched. Not saying anything about my family, my wife, my kid, nothing like that. They give me everything. My wife and kid are everything. I'm just saying it's those little things in life that that you can escape to, you know, when things are just getting bad. Because my wife and kid are not around all the time. We're not around each other all the time, you know? We got work. The kids got school, so I find these little moments to put on my little security blanket and get in my comfort zone and be like, okay, it's my bubble. Comic books, you know, this is my bubble. So I went into this just like, let's go, man. LA Knight and the Usos versus The Vision and I Show Speed. But before we got that match, Cena came out to greet us wearing a suit. There was a really cool moment. He's like, I don't have to run to the ring anymore. I'm retired. This is what retirement life is. So he comes out and welcomes us to WrestleMania. I love the stage. This match, though, LA Usos and The Vision, I Show Speed. I will say this. I Show Speed, I applaud you. You looked fantastic, my guy. My only issue with this match is it seemed a lot shorter than it should have been. You know, the finish just kind of just happens. And there's a few matches on the show that it just kind of happens that way. I don't know if that's just due to time that ESPN is giving WWE to run the program, because they sure like to fill in those in-betweens with commercials, and advertisements. So I don't know if that's just ESPN and TK will be like, hey, you only get X amount of time for each match, so you better use them wisely. Because that's how it felt with some matches here. But this match was a lot of fun. I Show Speed showed that he's got he's massively talented, man. he took out Logan Paul. Yeah, it was awesome. Because after LA and the Usos get the win, Logan Paul gets a nice show to his face. And, of course, he attacks. And then the save by the Usos. And then we get yeet. And that's how we start the show. And I'm like, let's go. And then they like, next up, Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. And this was awesome. I mean, these two beat the hell out of each other. Chops and blows and hits and everything, man. And Jacob Fatu brought the war to Drew McIntyre and got the win. I was very, very highly entertained with this match because I didn't know how it was going to go. It being unsanctioned and everything, you know. Could have gone a little bit crazier. It could have. But I think they did the job. Then we go right into the tag team championships here. Alexa, Charlotte versus Bayley and Lyra versus Nia and Lash versus the Bellas. No. So this is why we haven't seen the Bellas for this build-up for this match. Because Nikki is hurt. She comes out in the cast and she's like, hey, you know, we're ready to fight. But as you can see, not me, but I did call an old friend. And bada bing, bada boom, Paige's music hits. It was already rumored, and she signed a multi-year deal before the show even began. When was she going to debut? Well, she's going to debut fucking tonight. Paige is back in WWE. I was like, whoa! And I saw some really great backstage footage of Paige and Punk. And Punk's like, hey, what you doing here, man? And I was like, oh, yeah, these two were over across enemy lines at one point. But Paige is back. And once again, this match was fun. But it was really quick. And kind of predictable at that point. I was like, oh, man, those titles are changing hands. Paige and Brie are going to be tag team champions. So that's what happened. But hey, Paige is back. Nothing but love for Paige there. But the match was okay itself. But Paige was the one that was like, woohoo. Next up, another match that I felt was a lot shorter than it needed to be. The Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Becky versus AJ. And I gotta say, we went through these matches quick. Yeah. I thought this show was going to be like 5 hours each, but no, that's not the case. There's a lot of dragging out on things. But Becky and AJ put on a really fun match here. I love the stuff with Jessica Carr and Becky. You know, Jessica pushing Becky, and Becky's probably going to say something on Raw tonight. But this was a really fun match. I had a lot of fun with this match, and Becky is our new Intercontinental Champion due to some shenanigans. AJ looking sad. But that's okay, though. We got Raw. And guess what? Backlash is right around the corner. Let's see. When was Backlash? May 19th. So revenge will happen. Then we go into Rollins and Gunther. And this is my second match of the night. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious. This was awesome. This is why Rollins is becoming Mr. WrestleMania of this era. These two battled and chopped and beat the shit out of each other. Gunther, though, does get the win here, but because of a certain return of Braun freaking Breaker. Spear! You know, running out of nowhere, spearing Rollins. You know, Rollins wants to take down the Vision, but he had to get Gunther out of the way. But this helped Gunther get the win over Rollins by choking his ass out. Braun spears Rollins again, and Paul comes out giving Braun a hug. Says, welcome back. So Braun Breaker's back. Where's Bronson Reed? The Brawns are returning at some point. Hall of Fame. I was surprised they did it on this show. They didn't do it on the next show, which I was very surprised. Usually, the format's usually the same when it comes to these shows. Then we go right into right here. We go right into Liv and Stephanie. I really enjoyed this match. I knew Roxanne and Raquel were going to come out. And Roxanne and Raquel, you know, trying to help Liv. defeat Stephanie Van Cure for that championship. And once again, Liv is now a champion. I saw a bunch of complaints about this. I love the song Trouble. I love the entrances. Everyone, like Rollins' looks was fantastic with the black eyes and the smoke coming out of him like he's coming out of hell. Everyone looked great. The outfits looked great. Liv's intro to the ring, I was like, man, you blowing yourself up before you even get in the ring. But Stephanie, walking down, looking fantastic. These two, I feel, put on a really great match. And Liv won, and I don't care what you say, but I'm okay with that. Then we go, and Dom comes out to celebrate. And then we go to John Cena again, announcing the attendance is 50,816 in attendance for WrestleMania Night 1 here on WrestleMania 42. Lower than the previous year. In the previous WrestleMania before that. So, I didn't know if they were going to do the announcement of the attendance. But it is WWE. 50,000 people is still 50,000 people. That is a lot of people in one little area. And you could tell where some things were sectioned off. They didn't do the numbers like they did last year. But I do feel like this Mania is far superior to WrestleMania 41. By far. And then we get Bianca Belair. She comes out. We're like, where have you been, girl? We've heard about her hand. We've heard about, the injury and this and that. She is having a baby. The EST is having a baby with Montez Ford. And I was like, oh, it's your little baby bump, too. It was just cute. She revealed it. And John Cena says, oh, my gosh, thank you for sharing that with the universe. You're going to be an awesome mom. And, it was a good WrestleMania moment. But Bianca's going to go off and have a baby. She will never top Naomi's exit of her being pregnant. But Bianca got to share it here at WrestleMania. Now the main event. The undisputed WWE Championship on the line. Cody versus Randy. The build-up to this match has sucked. So I was relying on the match itself to be awesome, which I will say is my match of the night. Cody, Randy, two professionals in this business. And before we can go, as freaking Pat McAfee's there, and they try to attack Cody before the match even begins. But Jelly Roll's there, and Jelly Roll takes out Pat McAfee. It's like, goodbye, Pat. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. And so Pat McAfee, as he's rolling out, I would say this is the best thing he contributed to this whole thing. He puts his hands up for a thumb, like, I'm okay, then flips off the crowd right afterwards. I was like, all right, that was funny. All right, Pat. But then now we can have Cody and Randy focus on each other. Get Jelly Roll out there. Get Pat McAfee. Let these two go. And these two went, man. And Cody got busted open the old-fashioned way. Randy had some blood, but these two beat the hell out of each other. Yes, Pat does come back, because the referee was taken out by Randy. Randy tries to get... Pat has a referee shirt, neck brace, and counts 1, 2, and Cody kicks out. Randy gets pissed, and he does everything that we've been wanting him to do from the get-go. He RKO's Pat. Ba-boom! And I was like, yes! Let's go! But Cody took advantage of that. He did take advantage. And he did hit Randy in the balls, too. So... but I did see a lot of Homelander Cody, as we've called him here online. He's slowly peeking out, but I think he really had to go to that place, that dark zone, just to show that he can take Randy to the next level. And that's what I felt like was needed in this match. So, after Cody gets the win, Randy takes out Cody, punts Cody, and man, Cody had his eye, woof, God, woo. Oh my gosh, that swelled up like a golf ball. And that's the way we end the show. Randy holding that championship, so you know we're going to get Cody, Randy 2 at Backlash. And hopefully this second build is far superior to what they did here. But, like I said, I was relying on the match. You know, that crowd was very 50-50 what they wanted. Cody wins. And even though Randy, I've heard someone was like, one more time when Randy punted Cody. You know. But Cody's my champ. He had an amazing entrance. The Iron Man Cody entrance here. You know, with all the phases of his of his gear and stuff like that, to the Stardust, to him coming back, you know, it was awesome. Yeah, good times here, man. But this was WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. 50,000 in attendance. Still, that's a lot of people. Matches of the night is Cody versus Randy. Second match of the night is Rollins versus Gunther. Moments, man. Paige, Braun Breaker, Bianca having a baby. You know, I Show Speed being awesome. Jacob and Drew taking us to another level. I will give this WrestleMania, this night 1, 4 out of 5. Why? Because we're going to go to night 2. And I think night 2, we'll talk about it, okay? Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa, share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.